Cancer.
Hello Cancer, this is your forecast for January 2016. Happy New Year. Now this is going to be an awesome month for you relating to relationships, all right? We got the 5th and the 7th house all here pounding on your door, wanting you to come out and express and engage deeper into your relationship. So you started off here last month by just really focusing on home, family, and whatnot, being really super busy, and of course it was also the holiday month. However though, by January 4th, Mars, which is passion and direction, your goals and objectives, your energy levels, is going to move into the 5th house of love, true love, and new love too, for those of you who are single. So you're going to see how your passion now is really going to start to light a fire, and Mars being then into the sign of Scorpio, well, both of them. Mars was the ancient ruler there of Scorpio, and think about fire as in energy, and you will come to see that this is going to be a month where you're definitely going to have a great upturn. Mars in Scorpio too will leave no stone unturned, so you might find yourself hunting for certain depths, for certain truths, or for hidden factors. You could see that when we get into that Scorpio energy. And but also for those of you who are single, this would be a great time for you to come across somebody who then will at least show some of these signs of this passion that Mars in Scorpio has. But then the 7th house for committed relationships, your significant other, for those of you who are married or wanting to get married, we have the Sun, Mercury, the new moon, and also Pluto in this area. And Pluto has been active for you for a few years right now, and so when it gets its annual visit here of the Sun and Mercury and that new moon, well, it just turns even more so important to you. You will be questioning yourself where you're at. Are you happy with where you're at? What do you need to do or want to do in order to increase these levels of love and sharing between you and your partner? Some of you might even find yourself tying the knot here in January. In that case, congratulations. I think this is going to be an awesome time for you. Since the energy is right here, you can get married anytime through 2016. That's not it. But when you have these planets and that new moon in the 7th house, well, this could come to secure that your relationship will have a very strong bond in years to come. Venus this month here is in the 6th house for your day-to-day activities, your schedule, putting some love into how you want to work in a very harmonious and flowing way. So do those things that you need to do to free up some of your schedule so that you could work that much more efficiently in the months to come. Venus is in this area once a year, 1 month a year. And for you right now, it's also looking into diets and changing up perhaps what it is you eat, or looking into what more you could eat for increasing better health and wellness. Especially when Venus is going to meet up with Saturn here at some point this month, you will come to see that you're into this mastery. Saturn always shows us what we master and what we don't master. But when we have that conjunction, which will show up on the 8th, well, that is you taking charge of where you're at and how you can improve these levels and get the stick-to-itness so that you can follow up down the road, so it's not just like fly-by-night. Sometimes we have those intentions to start off well and then it fizzles, right? But when Saturn is there, Saturn wants to give you, should I say, more control of those decisions that you're making, and will help you have this stick-to-itness, which is great. Venus in Sag is very optimistic. It's happy-go-lucky. There's that feeling of enthusiasm. So I'm feeling that this month, January, is exceptionally beautiful for you Cancerians. More so than for the other signs, because you got both the 5th and the 7th house all lit up. And so it doesn't get better than that. Even the new moon is showing up in your 7th house. And so, of course, when we have the new moon, which here this month will be on the 9th, that's the time we put down our intentions. And they should focus around your committed relationships, not just with your spouse, but those you work with closely, one-on-one. This will help you to enhance the improvement of your communications and how you can collaborate together in a wonderful way. The full moon, since we're talking about the moons, here this month will show up in your 2nd house for money and income. So this whole area will be illuminated and may be able to come up with new income streams, or maybe it's something that you've been waiting for. Maybe it's a raise, or maybe a promotion. Not necessarily a promotion, but it could be for a few of you, only because also this full moon, the next following day, the full moon's on the 23rd of January, but over those next couple of days, it's coming into a beautiful trine to Uranus up in your 10th house for career. So you might just see how this might also pull together something spectacular for you. So Jupiter has been cruising your 3rd house for communication. Some of you have found yourself traveling maybe a little bit more, or at least wishing and wanting to, but we still will see Jupiter here until that of late summer. So there's still time for those of you who haven't really got up and out yet. But the dream is there, and dream big, Cancerians. It's going to be 12 years before you get this placement again. And I'm feeling that for some of you, it'll be more than just the travel in itself. It could definitely also show that opportunities might present itself from either through one of these journeys, or with people in faraway places that might hold that golden key for you, where you can come to expand. So there's joy, and like I said, enthusiasm, and that is key for everything, isn't it? So what we have here for you, on the 5th, we got the Sun and Pluto. They're conjunct. The Sun is you. Pluto is what is transformative in your chart, which for you is the 7th house for love and relationships. So you might feel that there is something that has been simmering for a while. That's what Pluto does really well. It simmers, it holds down for a long time until time is right, and then things surface up. And so I feel for you, this might be your chance to pinpoint something that you've been mulling over. And so good for you. It's always nice to have that surface. On the 5th and the 7th, there might be a little stress coming in, having to do with some choices or unexpected issues that might present itself. Could come from the area of your career, and also something that might have to do with travel, since there on the 5th, the Sun is squaring on Neptune. So there might be delays for some of you out and about traveling, but it's a fast-moving process, so nothing really to worry about. On the 7th, though, it's the Sun squaring off on Uranus, which is some unexpected news that could arrive. Something that you might feel is a little bit perhaps out of your control, but I see even that will be turned around pretty quickly. Here on the 8th, we have Venus and Saturn conjunct. That's securing, bringing together, harnessing the energy of security, love, money, and mastery. Saturn's always trying to show you what you're trying to master, and for you, Saturn here is in the 6th house, so that's you taking control of your day-to-day schedules. On the 12th, great news, unexpected news, there's joy. This could be romantically, perhaps, but it could also be money. It's Venus. So it could be either or whenever Venus presents itself. And this will be with Uranus. Uranus for you is in the 10th house for career. So again, there could be some good news, especially for you Cancerians that are on the job market looking for new work. There could be great news between the 12th and the 13th, because the Sun is also trining on Jupiter, Mercury's trining on Jupiter, so that's you, it's communication, and then there's money here that can turn certain situations around. For others, it might be, if not applying for a new job or having interviews, it could be a promotion. So mid-January is like this, expanding here for you. So I'm really happy because by the 17th, you have to make some choices. And I see that you're pretty aware of what it is you want and what you don't want. This is the time to draw that line and stand up for your cause. And also be a little aware of there on the 17th that you don't overspend. And I only say that because Venus and Jupiter are together, which under favorable transits is awesome. But when they're square, you might come to overspend on something you really don't need. So hang back a little bit if you can, and then see if you still want it, then you're good to go. On the 18th, though, here Cancerians, Mars, which is in Scorpio, passionate, intense, very super focused, right, is coming in, harnessing the energy through a beautiful trine to Neptune, which is your dreams and your aspirations. And when we have this trine, this is more you now, looking at perhaps wanting to make a choice of some movement here between you and your partner. Maybe even dreaming up a storm about where you'd like to travel in 2016. And in that case, it looks like it could be to a romantic place, by a beach, by the ocean, somewhere that you might have been talking about in the past, but here it's more coming into formation right now. On the 22nd, well, Mercury's coming into that very same degree where the Sun was with Pluto. So whatever you started discussing on the 5th, I'm feeling that there's going to be a revisit right now when Pluto touches upon that Mercury. And it will open up talks. It will open up for negotiations and finding your balance between the two. Again, this is your 7th house. So it has to do with either a partner you're working with or it could be your significant other. But recall though, Mercury is retrograde here this month between the 5th and the 25th. And so here on this date of the 22nd, when Mercury and Pluto join up, you might find yourself revisiting some old talks or some old ideas. And for that reason, I feel that whatever fell again alongside the roadside, can't find my words, might just come back around now. And this would give you this perfect opportunity to bring forward and discuss those things that was started earlier there in 2015. Coming back around now, you might be able to find some perfect good conclusions of it. So that, I feel, will be really good here for you. But the illumination of your finances this month, this is great. New beginnings in the relationship, new love for those of you who are single, but also if those of you who have your own business or contemplating to start up your business, Mars is going to be quite supportive this month to give you the oomph, the drive, the get up and going energy to actually start not just reaching for your goals, but actually captivating and cultivating those goals. So your focus is in its best possible situation now for the next 2 years for new business, all right? So you really want to focus on it and make the most of that as well. So this is what we have for you here now, January. I'm excited about their coming up February. We'll talk about that next month. But if you haven't listened to your tarot forecast for January, you might want to do that. And plus, for those of you who haven't listened to the 2016 forecasts, they're up on the channel so you can listen to what you can expect now throughout the upcoming year. So in the meanwhile, Happy New Year again, and I will see you next month.